Hello Marvel Heroes fans, my name is Wilfred Wong and welcome to my channel. And if you like this guide, there's a link at the description of this video. Go back to my website, whole list of guides for you. Now, today let's talk about Deadpool. I think for a lot of fans like myself, I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. So it is going to be a 3-part series. In this part of the guide, I'm going to talk about the ranged build. Looking at the number perspective though, I mean, before I even figure out what specialization to use, I actually quite like the ranged number coming back from range. And true enough, when it comes to practice, with the gear and so on, the range build is actually very strong. It is actually the strongest of all the range hero that I have today. Consider the fact that he's not using a top-notch kind of gear. You'll see the gear later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to going into the danger room, play a little bit of Deadpool. If you are thinking of whether unlock or not, it's a good introduction. And talk about gear, Omega system, and the just everything about Deadpool. All right. So now before I head to danger room. For those who have been away for some time or brand new to the game, Deadpool is probably one of the heroes whereby it's going to be very unique. His voice acting on his default costume is very, very beautiful. He is also a hero whereby you don't need to worry about resource at all. He has something called Awesome. Awesome is always topped. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Awesome in just a little bit. But like I said, I mean, playing him is wonderful. No need to think about resource management at all. It kind of reminds me of the old Black Widow. So Gazillion, if you are watching this, why don't you just unnerf Black Widow and make her just as awesome as Deadpool? Why not, right? So now, also the range build is going to be very, very new player friendly. It's extremely easy to play, extremely effective. And you'll see in just a bit, alright? So without further ado, let's go into the danger room, alright? Alright, this is challenge rating 65, Cosmic Danger Room. And some of the challenge kind of like doesn't really apply to Deadpool too much. And well, I mean, I just play and see how it goes. So in this range build, you will kind of notice there's something called the little Deadpool. That is a thing that could sort of like taunt the enemies for a while before it explode. And after that, he also have a couple of others like cooldown power as well. So two 4-second cooldown power, 2 8-second cooldown powers, and that's about it. That's all you need to do. And just make sure you teleport around, don't get hit too much. And there's something called server lag, which is like the just freeze everybody for like 5 seconds, or for a couple 5 seconds, and the or 2.5 seconds against boss, and that's it. And this one here is just to heal. So I'm going in now. What do I need to do? Okay, eliminate the ninja. So the ninja is somewhere below. So what can I do is to make sure I don't hit any of these things around me. Alright, so it's nice. You just keep teleporting carefully. Don't step onto anything that may get him killed. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I have to come back and sort of like do something about this later in just a bit. Alright, so okay, let's see. So there's a taunt, and well, I mean that's it, done. Alright, so right, Volstagg, and I got my Valentine's thingy going on here. Something alert. Alright, so just make sure that make sure that I have kind of like taunt and whatever that I need to do. Alright, so it's just about matching cooldown, not really. Yeah, you don't really get hit a lot. Just have to move a bit if you need to. Alright. And there's a baby Deadpool as well. I think the gear that I use has a baby Deadpool, kind of cute. Yeah, that's it, man. It's easy, isn't it? Just make sure you keep the little Deadpool on whenever there's cooldown. Just smash the cooldown, and you have 2 Deadpool there. Silver lag, and the that's it, man. And it's pretty strong as well. Yep. Alright, where is the guy? Yeah, and with this power to teleport, and the fact that he's so his healing power is so great, there's really not much talk about really. The range build is very, very strong and a lot of harder content. So that's it. The ninja is down. I got a unique item. I'm still farming for items, so by the way. Yeah, another tokens for relics. So yep, and after that I just need to clear the room, and I don't really suppose that would be a lot of issues. Probably I need to find something to kill. Alright. Alright, that is quite a nice kind of like ooh, there's a lot of things going on here. There's oh, by the way, I have something here as well, just a little bit of like a flavor. If you need some invulnerable, cut them down a little bit. There's also a melee power that I use. So this range build, what I've done is that I map it to F3, which is the cutting room floor. I don't really put a lot of point on it. It's just for me to kind of take the pressure off a little bit like this, and just get out, you know, kind of thing. It's fun. I don't need to do that, but it kind of helps to just like you know, make them a little bit weaker before I can have serverlet as well. You know, you can't touch me. Great stuff. Deadpool. I hope he will stay this way, and you never know. Sometimes a hero is you know, they come out really strong after a very kind of like long. See, I can have this one as well, and that's it. All right, and you know, sometimes they nerf it secretly. After all the interest is died down, and no one really noticed. You know, all right, look. A bit of mix like a range and melee. I know some of you guys are very big fan of range and melee. There you go. Do it for you guys, alright? So that's it. Yeah. I mean, he's so strong, he can really do anything for your heart content. So next stage. Let's go. So what do I have next stage? I have to eliminate 3 elite kind of things. So 1 is over there. Okay, let's just go ahead there. Have to be a bit careful. 5 lives, so alright. Serverlet, no, Serverlet. Serverlet is still on cooldown. It's been torn right now, in case you wonder what on earth that one is. The kind of like very funny kind of looking exclamation mark on the mob's head. That means that the mob is being torn. If things get a little bit tough, just like this, invulnerable anyway. It will drop a lot of like yeah. Alright, he's healing, and there's a button for healing as well. Alright, just get a little bit serious here. Yep. It's very enjoyable for range Deadpool. Okay, alright, so I have to make sure that I eat some ops here. Alright, somehow I aggro a little bit here and there. Alright, done. Collect some of these orbs as well. Another unique for hard work. And another useless count, any hero unique. I mean, these days you play a game to enjoy the loot, but have to say it's turning like a D3 kind of thing. All the loots are just rubbish. Okay, no serverlet. Let's do this one here. It's quite a lot of things going on though, have to be careful a little bit. Yeah, but the mobility is great. No resource management issue here. Alright, go in, man. Cutting whatever floor. Okay. No, just keep moving. Don't stay still. That's a game. Alright. Oh, very nice. Alright, do it. Cut them up. Just like that. Very mobile. Yeah. Ew, Deadpool. That's it. Yeah, you don't need that, but why not? You know, between that and the little Deadpool, you really don't really have a lot of like downtime. Like, you know, I mean, a lot of time that they'll hit onto you anyway. Right. If only the sometime I really wish that the team up will actually attack my target instead of like just doing their own thing. I mean, how hard it is, right? Just assist me, assist me. Yeah. Got it. Can't get out. I thought they fixed the bug about. They hit quite hard, huh? Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, I think the balancing factor is that Deadpool doesn't really have a lot of like well, at least I've got something here. Deadpool doesn't really have a lot of like you know, mitigation. I only have about 42%. As a range is fine, but as a melee is not. So, you know, even as a melee, I'm sort of having the same kind of like range of like you know, Yeah, so let me just go in and just work a little bit in here. Alright, let's go. Heal that pool, don't stand there. Yeah, I have to pay attention though. Sometimes this kind of the kind of whatever serpent tends to like throw some really like a big kind of like a range damage to you. So I mean I don't need to really jump a lot. Like, you know, if I just patiently wait for things to happen, just smash my cooldown, and that's it. It's good stuff. Server lag. Alright, nice. Okay, done. So I've advanced to the next level and some loot and stuff like that done. Yeah. So I think this one can throw away. I don't know why they dropped this thing though. Oh, because I haven't vaporized them. I think let me just the options there, gameplay. Yeah, because I've been trying to level Black Hat, so just bear with me. So okay, so now it's a boss fight, and let's go. And I'm going to use ultimate, and this one is the Mega Sentinel. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Wow, this Mega Sentinel is sort of like really mega, huh? They sort of hit me even if I run away. They hit me. There is pretty mega stuff going on. Why am I doing this? I don't know. So my Deadpool is like my team up is doing pretty well, holding them up, and I mean I don't really need to like Alright, so I'll use the ultimate in just a bit. Just show you a little bit of action first, since I'm getting the rhythm anyway. Nothing really like freeze, 2.5 second freeze. So I tell you what, let me just do an ultimate here. The ultimate is something like called kitchen sink. And this kitchen sink is, I don't think it's invulnerable. I think it can still take damage like this. So be careful when you use kitchen sink. It's not like a NATO kind of thingy that it's kind of like throw a lot of stuff nonsense onto the mob and the yeah. So now it's just a matter of like the challenge here is to actually click onto the Sentinel. Remember, target someone somewhere like his butt, and your thing will stay the same. Wow. I wanted to go in and do a server lag anyway, so somehow it's just the lag and, you know, lag to the server lag, and doesn't fire off in time. I thought we stunned them, but anyway. So yeah, I mean that is a double boss, and it's a good challenge. 65 is not trivial. It's pretty tough in a way, but I also cheated a bit because the second challenge doesn't really apply to Deadpool anyway. So yeah, I hope you sort of like got some idea how to play it, how playing him is like in sort of like a danger room. If you do range, it's very relaxing. You haven't really seen any hero more relaxing than Deadpool. There's 0 defeat. So if even those challenges, you know, you can't. There's only 1 life, but you got double kind of like a bonus. I mean, I would actually use a ranged Deadpool to get it sorted. All right, so now let's head to the training room, talk a little bit about gear and so on. Let's start talking about build first. And when it comes to ranged Deadpool, there aren't a lot of creativity when it comes to build because, like I always mentioned before, nowadays the new direction is specialization, and with specialization comes shared cooldown and other things as well. So it's already guided. Everything is guided by the description here. Anything that it says above to you, pick it, and henceforth you will pick something like the real armor buster because, you know, you always do a crit hit granted by have gun will shoot, which is the specialization. You'll get something called a bang boom pow, which is also buffed the damage, no brainer if you are ranged. And you pick this one as well, Hulk and hand arrow, again granted by have gun will shoot, will give an extra layer of damage over time, extra layer, without having to press another button. So, and a little Deadpool as well, and also damage granted by 20%. So when it comes to specialization, just pick anything that is being buffed, pick that. Alright, so The only creativity here is that what should your main spender be? All right, so I've gone through the numbers. You have two options, either the not so minigun or the bang bang. If you are gear very strong for the awesome, which is also spirit, you would probably go for bang bang because it is being buffed by awesome. Now, what is awesome? Awesome actually is come from body slide by 1. For every point of spirit or awesome, you gain 1 damage rating, 1 crit damage rating, and 1 brutal damage rating, as far as also other stuff like health and so on. Either way is fine. You can probably take my words for it. Although, you know, if you invest a lot on awesome, you probably say, yeah, I mean, you know, you probably say that bang bang will give you more, you know, kind of like a punch. But then again, you know, all these things you have to gear around it. So if you pick bang bang as your single spender, make sure that everything you do, be it as like wound words or the legendary, I'm talking about grade 80 legendary, team insignia, rings, everything, just max out on the on the spirit or awesome. Then this one will pay off. Otherwise, if you want to just play the game like any other heroes and just make sure that your crit is up to 50% above, brutal is you know, more than 50% above with all the Hela and stuff like that, decent crit damage rating, decent brutal damage rating, decent flat damage rating, you're sorted as well. You don't need to go for awesome, and I don't go for awesome, and I'm pretty awesome, I think, for Deadpool. All right, so the only two things is really up to you. It's a matter of style. If you want to go for the you know, really gear for spirit, go for the bang bang. If you want, say, well, you know, I just want to play a game, not so stressed up about a very specific build, yeah, not so minigun is fun too. All right, so these are the two that you should pay attention to, and the I mean, sure, all the bullet is another option as well, but you know, this is more like if you want to use it as a range. So you've seen it in Danger Room. I think he has sufficient area power. You know, I don't really need to have some of this, like, you know, shoot all the bullets to supplement it, because the DPS of this one is nowhere compared to, say, Not So Minigun. Alright, so Not So Minigun needs some time to stack up to 20, which is 40% against targets, but you know, it's worth it because the stack actually stays for a while. Alright, 3 seconds. So onto the fight here. If you are doing a range build, there's really nothing here that concerns you. The only reason I picked the cutting room floor is two things. First of all, I can't think of any other thing to put the points anymore. I mean, you know, I really can't think of anywhere I can put some points there to help my DPS anymore. Or at least, I mean, some people want to do a waving, like beam waving between shoot all the bullet and Not So Minigun. I mean, I seriously don't think I should be stressed up playing Deadpool. I mean, it's enough metronome heroes out there like Cyclops and stuff like that. I don't need another hero whereby I need to wave two things at the same time. Besides, he's awesome without even waving. Why work so hard, right? So the one thing great about cutting room floor is that you know, during that period of 10 hits, although animation aside, he's invulnerable. So now invulnerable is very cool. 8-second invulnerable. I mean, consider the fact that this guy taunt for timer for 3 seconds. So you have 1 second gap between the next little Deadpool and the cooldown. So if you do a cutting room floor, what it means is no one can touch you, right? Because if you really want to fill up the gap of 1 second with something else, then cutting room floor is nice. You've seen it in Danger Room, it works. Just fill up the rest with the cutting room floor. But you don't work this into your rotation at all for your raid, unless you want to use that as an invulnerable. So you know there's a massive damage coming in that's going to defeat your hero, then you can just like use cutting room floor and just become invulnerable for that, you know, 1 second or so, 10 hits, right? So you could use that. So that become quite useful for me. And for those who like to do a little bit of range or a little bit melee, I know a lot of you have been asking me why don't I do that? You know, I haven't found a hero where I have extra pawns and a hero that's already so awesome. I can actually mix things inside, doesn't really matter. So this one is good, all right? Cutting room floor. If you don't mind a little bit of hotbar dancing, because I don't suppose you want to put it on the hotbar. I would rather have something called the superior healing factor. Now, this one, by right, I mean, you know, usually I don't really max this out for range build, because range build, I mean, why do I need so much defense or dodge? But again, I have nowhere else to add anything at all. So, so I go for maximum superior healing factor. It's a free heal. every 11 odd second or so. It's supposed to be a crowd control breaker. So it's a little bit long cooldown for crowd control breaker, but I use it for a heal if I need to, and it's quite a decent heal as well. And this one you can't put anything more than 1 point to it, so just 1 point to it. And the other one is that Merc with the Mouth. No brainer. Damage rating, crit hit, brutal, everything is very relevant, so max it. And the server lag as well, which is the signature, also max it. So that is really about it. The only thing that really think about is of the 3 specialization between God mode, power up, and the multiplayer, which one should I pick? God mode passively enable God mode upon death. So up to you. You could, if your hero get defeated quite often, then I think this could be useful. But then danger room will count. I believe they counted death as one defeat. So I don't really get defeated with Deadpool really lately. He's so strong, so I don't really need that. But I have something called power ups. Again, it's something that is just for fun, because if you time yourself against a single target, if you bother to pick up the power up, you probably lose some time hitting the target. So just saying. I don't really gain a lot from this power up myself, but I have to sort of I have to move around to collect some. Oops, sorry, wrong button. I'm using my mouse. Yeah, I have to go and move around and say, oh, I pick one up here, second one up, and sort of I have a couple of things, three of them. So I have to move around, but by the time I move around, I sort of lose some DPS anyway. And the third one is the multiplayer, which kind of hit very, very little. So yeah, this is what I have for the build wise. All right. So onto the Omega system is really about what gaps you would like to close, because yours could be a little bit different from mine, but I usually do not wish to overpay a certain node. All right. So I put 10 points on spin tag, and then a bit of health and health regen. And this part of the journey is very, very nice and efficient in terms of Omega Y. So this one is a very nice to if you are high Omega point, this is very good to have. Good to have as well. Some point dumper over the other side as well, all about physical damage. All right, and he does nothing but physical. Pump up a little bit on the crit and so on. And also these 5 points here is nice because it gives you the health as well as a +5 strength. It's good. +5 strength is wonderful. Besides the these are just dumped upon there. 10 point on Warpath, +10 fighting is wonderful. Then you have the Sabertooth. 1 point in here just for the melee power. All right. So now hero synergy is the usual Samo. Basically just about the the Ant-Man for the +1 strength. Cable for the crit and stuff like that, and the Moonlight for the more crit, Mr. Fantastic more for crafting, and then She-House for health regen and the physical, Screw Girl for versus boss, because awesome becomes the become DPS in some sense. So I pick Storm for extra 40. That will give you 40 damage rating, 40 crit damage rating, and 40 brutal damage rating. All right, so +1 fighting and a bit of brutal, because it does range and melee as well. Winter Soldier is nice, and that's it. That's all. Next bit is about the gear. Onto the gear of Deadpool. I don't know whether some of you may notice or not. Default costume, we have this sort of icon, but the icon actually changes. Watch out for it. The icon changes if you change to a Deadpool kit costume, but it's only for a kit costume. The rest of it doesn't really change any of this, to this kind of bar. Something interesting, all right? For those who's been farming a lot of cube shard from the red and green terminals, and you have a chance to loot a Deadpool unmasked costume. So he unmasked here, looks pretty hideous in some sense, but but understanding that what he has gone through, so kind of it's pretty cool, I think, for him to unmask. At least when he unmasked, he looked like a man. I don't know what happened when Black Cat unmasked, anyhow. And then you have the X-Force as well, which is also very nice if you team up with the X-Force costume of Psylocke. And I think Wolverine has one as well. I think there are quite a number of them. And of course, you have the Lady Deadpool. I crafted this as well. I didn't buy any of this, so all these are crafted. This one was gifted by the pack itself. Alright, so I use this one. And let's talk about the gear. gear-wise, as you can see the artifact, I'm not really gearing too hard for Deadpool. I don't really think I need to do too hard. But you know, there are many other much better artifacts out there. These are very basic artifacts like the advanced Crimson Crystal of Sitoret and, you know, Ziggurat of Kagul. You know, Metasensory. These are very basic kind of like you know, artifact. I'm sure you can do much better with, say, if you really like Deadpool, you can have all the gem of curse like the Gloria necklace, you know, ACCC. You know, there are quite a lot of like artifacts out there that will give you really good result for Deadpool. Having said that, I mean, the Taskmaster Fighter for Loser Guy is actually pretty good for Deadpool. Help with the crit and stuff like that. So my recommendation, you know, just go for better artifact if you can, but otherwise, you know, this is fine. I'm happy with this. And as far as the medallion is concerned, I mean, again, I mean, use something that that benefits your hero. Just don't really have to stick with what I have. You know, if you have the, say, a Grim Reaper, you know, those are really nice. Bull Eyes are very nice as well, but those are pretty hard to farm. All right. For range build, there's only that many. I mean, for range build like Meta Sentinel and stuff like that, or the So I mean, but pick something that is more for damage or physical damage would probably help him. All right. And the for the relics wise, this one may not be the best, I would say, because I think the crit damage rating is still pretty awesome. But this one, having said that, is about 252 damage rating, 252 crit damage rating, and 252 brutal damage rating. I would say it's pretty good. I mean, you know, could be pretty comparable with the crit damage rating ones. And the cool thing about it is that you probably have a lot of Gimborium this day lying around. Not many heroes have a problem with the spirit these days, so you really don't kind of like use all these things anyway. You stack up somewhere in your stash. So give it to Deadpool, give it to Iron Man, give it to War Machine, and if you're Juggernaut, need momentum, give it to him, and so on. All right, just a few examples out there. Rune words, why? Because my Deadpool actually have 3 builds. I've actually purchased another kind of like slot here, the third one, for his 3 builds. So I picked something like this, Lady of Sword, because he does quite a fair bit of melee for my main build. So, you know, but having said that, the 200 physical damage is fine as well, so no complaint. These are very easy runes to obtain. But you can pick other things that make sense to you. I don't think Refill of the Soul will work too well though, because it's not really a lot of awesome there. You have to think about DPS gain as well. So my suggestion, get something generic and yeah, something that will apply for all 3 builds if possible. All right. Legendary, I've got another video on that already. I'll share with you the numbers and so on, so do refer to that video on the legendary for Deadpool. But if you are grade 70, just want to play it safe because you have many other heroes to level and you can't afford to have grade 80 legendary for all heroes. You can get Gungnir, it's the best for Deadpool, all 3 builds. But if you really want to do a good job for Deadpool, you have 2 options for grade 80, the Axe as well as the Crystal. Both are equally awesome. You know, the Axe, grade 80 Axe will give you a flexibility that one day if you do not play Deadpool anymore, or you have another favorite hero you want to pass the legendary to, you can do that because refunding a legendary kind of like has a cost to it. I think 200 Odin marks you will lose. Otherwise, Crystal is probably the best for Deadpool. Not because of DPS. I think DPS wise is very similar, but because that Crystal has extra health as well. I think 1005 health. So it may help, but my Deadpool never have health problems, so that's fine. Either one is fine. I'll pick something that's more flexible, which is an Axe myself, if I had the kind of like Odin mark. Ring wise, just get something decent. I mean, you know, this is just a very basic one. Danger Room has some really decent one as well, but that will require you to do both melee and range, whereby for this build may not work. In terms of unique wise, I mean, all these units seems fine. You know, between A and B, you know, one one is for the Herty power, is this one here. So I prefer things that pump this thing up to 50 because I want my gear all to 50. So in order to do that, I need to have this one versus this one. This one doesn't really give me enough. Maybe it's just my rank enough to hit to 50 or close enough. So I picked this one, and this one is just like yeah. Nothing much really want to like. This one is for melee, of course. You could like use another slot 3, any heroes if you want, but seems alright even with that. Then this is mainly just like another unique for the boots. It's kind of like decent for either one of them anyway. And after that, between Deadpool device and the other one, I mean, either one is alright. It's not really that great in a sense. You could have other slot 5, like the curse algorithm is quite nice for Deadpool as well. Yeah, for the boot, I mean, another one that consider. I mean, I think if you yeah, I think this is fine. It's just the slot 3 they'd like to probably change it, if so you wish to. Alright, so for the range build, yeah, I mean that's one. As for the costume, I mean, crit damage rating is probably one of the better one for Deadpool. And if you have some core that give you awesome or spirit, use it on Deadpool because it's quite relevant. All right, and in terms of the insignia, also, I mean, if you have deflection, I think it's quite fine as well because I think he's lacking in deflection. So any deflect that you have would then help him to up this one for quite a fair bit. Otherwise, if you want to go for full DPS, I mean, that's fine too. What it really means is that get something crit damage rating, get something awesome. That would be ideal, all right? Then pet wise is this one. So I think with that said, that is really the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you so much for staying with the channel. I know quite a number of you are new players and been exploring this channel. There are a lot of good stuff as well. Check out the link at the description of this video. Link back to my website, whole list of guides updated for you. And do let me know, have you guys tried out the range build? Do you like it? Is it really like an easy mode kind of thing? Keen to hear your feedback at the bottom below. Alright, so next 2 parts of the video, you probably know what's coming next. And yeah, stay tuned. Goodbye.